Hello, Gemini. How is it going? Thank you for joining me today. And let's just take a look at your overall energy, Gemini. Remember, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Overall energy. Ooh. Past events. Okay. Okay. Past events. Present. What's going on with Gemini? Present. Future. Ooh. Okay. Future. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay, let's start. The overall energy that's crowning your read right now is this Knight of Cups reverse. So this is definitely showing me that right now it's important for you to detach out of situations, familiarity, and guys, I was gonna mess up that word. So the way that I see this overall energy with the Knight of Cups reverse, I see it as there are where you're currently at. So you're at a place you're trying to get somewhere. And what is holding you back is possibly some things that you're attached to. Now, these could be emotional situations, like a significant emotional situation or relationship that you are going through the process of getting out of. It's not that easy, And this is even you been in a state of depression or stagnation, feeling trapped almost in a way. That's your overall energy, but this is asking you to detach. Okay? And so have your feelings. Maybe there's something significant, Gemini, that are surrounding your feelings and where you're at right now that should be dealt with, right? Because we really can't continue on and move forward without dealing with those issues first. And the reason why this is prevalent is because Venus is transiting the sign of Cancer right now. And the focus to that is to make sure that we're doing the emotional recognitions and awareness, realizations, and then releasement of that. Okay, so basically it's overcoming something that was a significant part of our life, our situation, but overcoming it, but facing it first. Okay, so this could be some of you guys not willing to do that, but that energy is here. And then moving past it, But we're going to get some clarifiers. What led to this? What led to this? Some sort of family situation, some sort of work dynamic. There could have been, a relationship, a significant relationship, important relationship or situation, work dynamic, something that you were focusing on being successful with, something that you actually felt at one point in time was going to be around for the long haul. Like you knew the direction or you knew what you wanted to do. But maybe you didn't know how you were going to get there, And there's some sort of change, of course, with that or realizations around that you're not happy with where you're at and the current state of being. Right? The current state of being of your family life, family situation, your work situation, what you worked so hard for and you put the time and energy in. And that's one of the biggest part of the problem, Gemini, because if I'm to be completely honest with you, that could be why it could be particularly hard for you to let go. Because it's what you knew, it's what you've known, it's what your intent was focused on. of how you want to build, how you want to get there, what success looks like. Oh, and this, listen, maybe once upon a time, though, this was working out in your favor. That's the problem. Maybe once upon a time, this situation, your living situation, all of that, once worked out in your favor. It was working out in your favor. And the type of changes that happened, it kind of took you off guard. It took you by surprise. It was a disappointment. It was hurtful. Okay? Which brings you to the place here. This is where you're at currently in your present energy. What is showing me that some of you guys, you're having financial struggles. This could be because you were in a situation that provided that. Because let's say you were married, or let's say you were a couple with somebody else and y'all were living together. That shows an increase in income and living security because there's two people bringing in income for the bills. Or there's somebody else, there's other people, however you want to put it, that's contributing. Even if you had one source of income and that ran out for whatever reason, due to retirement, due to child support ending, due to sick leave. You know how people get ill and then they take sick leave on their job and they have the days, but then when that time runs out, you no longer getting that. So it's whatever this was, this source of income and stability and security for you. Since that ended, it took from you. It put you in a position to where you had to refocus your intent, what direction you were going in, what you wanted to do, what you want to achieve, how you go about, not just what, but how you go about achieving it. And the interesting thing is you're currently in the position of turning your financial situation around. Because I feel like some of you guys, you ask yourself the question, okay, Gemini, with what I know, skill set, the quality of person I am, how I changed my life around, do I want to go backwards? And for many of you guys, going backwards could be, okay, so do I want to do without a certain lifestyle that I've been accustomed to? Do I want to go back and live with my parents? Do I want to go back to a previous job situation? Do I want to go back to a relationship that I know the dynamics, the circumstances? Do I want to do that? Or, and for some of you guys, you may decide, yeah, that's something that I want to do temporarily. But that may work for you. Like minimalization may work for some of you guys. And then on the other side, the flip side, then there's the ones of you that are like, no, I don't want to go back. And I don't want to minimalize certain things if I don't have to. I know my capabilities. I know my skill set. I know my worth. I know what I can do without. And the ones that's in that position to do so, you decide to really, everybody, but I'm just breaking it down. You decide to refocus your intent. That's Gemini. That's looking at, well, what do I need to do? What do I need to do to fix this situation? And it looks like it can't really be a short-term solution or fix to the situation. And what's coming up, okay, so future, where this is leading to, this is leading, and I also want to look at this as not just what this is leading to, but how do you go about achieving a better financial situation, stability, a life that you want, right? Here we go. It's about you. Some of you guys, a Queen of Wands could definitely be in position to assist you with moving forward. Someone that is in a leadership role, someone that is capable of making decisions. You know what I see this as? Okay, so let's say that there's a situation, right? To where there's a procedure, there's a rule or some sort of guideline that's in place. And there's, there's those guidelines and procedures that's in place, but then there's someone that manages it or supervises it or in a position to where they can say, okay, we're going to overlook these guidelines and procedures for a special circumstance or a way to help you out. That looks like someone inside of some leadership role or position, significant position, power position, that can assist you with overcoming or moving through or giving you an approval. Okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and approve her. We'll go ahead and approve him on this. Okay, you promise that you're gonna get you promise you're gonna get it done? Now, you gotta meet me halfway. You gotta at least have to do this or that. I'll clarify it. Needless to say, your confidence, reestablishing that confidence of who you are. Because at some point, maybe you once had it, or it was a false sense of you having it. I don't think it was a false sense of you having it. It was just you, at one point, you felt like that's where you were. You were there. So, you took a hit. But this is a restoration in your confidence in who you are, what you believe in, how you believe in yourself, basically, Gemini. And the funniest thing is you really don't need anybody else's approval of what that looks like. Wow. So what's interfering with Gemini right now? What's interfering? Wow. Okay. Look at this. Those same feelings, how you feel about yourself, those same feelings, those very same feelings that is here. Something that you couldn't get past or affected you, something emotionally that affected you. Some of you guys, it's a mother figure. And this is from different aspects, because for some of you guys, it's wanting approval from a mother figure. Acceptance that maybe you feel like you never really had, Just maybe even the way that you were raised. Like sometimes some of us, we're raised not, to where we're raised to be dependent on our parents, on the person that takes care of us. We're raised to go throughout life, move throughout life, act a certain way, be a certain way, do certain things, because even though it's something we don't want to do, because we feel, well, I owe it to my parents. My mom wants me to do this. My dad wants me to do that. And we end up getting to a position in our lives to where we realize we were doing something to please someone else. For others, you guys, it's a mother figure that you lost. Somebody that you lost. Maybe they crossed over to the spiritual realm. Maybe they're here, but you're not in touch with them anymore. And they don't like this. If this is the person, this is the individual, they don't like the fact that you moved past them, or that this is the situation, they have to go without you. They don't like that either. But at the same time, they're not in a place, they're not dealing with what it is that they need to deal with. And that is why you would have to move forward, and you have to continue on, and you would have to muster up that confidence. To get busy, to get occupied, to heal, to work out, to do what you love, to live life anyways, to move forward anyways, to pick up your energy in anyways. And this is the thing. Some of this Queen of Cups energy with what's interfering with you could be you, though. Like your inner feelings because of loss. Some Gemini, some of you guys have like really suffered depression. And it's okay. It's okay. That's the thing that I want you guys to know. If you're feeling it, it's because it's meant for you too. Like I told you in order to bring it up. All right. What is your advice? Universe, you want to give Gemini right now? Ooh. 7 of Wands. Yeah, don't. Don't allow yourself to get in the way of all the progress that you make or you can make. You understand? You know, the interesting thing about the devil, as toxic as it can be, you know, this is Capricorn energy. This is Saturn at the end of the day. And the thing about Saturn is not trying to tell us that we can't live life. We're not able to. We're not supposed to. It's not necessarily trying to restrict us from life and the material access and what we can gain and what we can do. It's trying to show us what we need to be committed to versus what we don't need to be committed to. Our work ethic. Material focus at this point is what you need. I know it sounds superficial, but it's really not. Because of the sorts of transformation that the process of that the Gemini has taken on over the past few months, years, it's really been spiritual. It's really been a process, guys. And now we're asked to come back down, ground ourselves in the world, to position ourselves in the world so that we can physically live out the representation of what that change looks like. But due to this sort of rejection or denial, ridicule, turmoil, societal norms, however, that we typically deal with or we typically see, family situations that we typically see in the world, and the fact that people don't really want to rise out of that because they don't know how to, they're scared to, really. That's the answer to that. We decided that, you know what? No, I'm going to stay right here where I am in my little comfort zone because I don't want to ruffle any feathers. And the thing about it is, that's not helping. Yeah, we were able to do that for a little while because the universe was like, okay, we're going to give Geminis a chance. But the thing about it is, that's not really working anymore for us because now we've been asked to apply the skill set. But yeah, Spirit wants you to not block or restrict yourself from fun, from life, enjoyment. I know this is the devil, but that's what the devil represents. And it's given to advice. Yeah, watch out for karmic situations, watch out for karmic situations. But no, you're at the point to where Spirit is like, okay, look, you know, don't get involved in negativity and all that stuff. I get it, but at the same time, like, come on, Gemini. I'm almost out of here. I'm gonna get out your way. See? Look. Paranoid. Cautious, insecure, guarded. Insecurity. Intimacy, mutual respect, uniqueness, or unity, closeness. I can't read. You want the intimacy. You want respect. in your relationships for who you are. Isolation, rejected, left alone, self-inflicted. Yeah, at one point in time, Gemini, the rejection aspect comes up again. You know, you could have felt left alone. You could have felt like you went at it alone for so long. And that's good, you know. But at the same time, where the self-inflicted comes from is now on the other side of things. Wherever you're finding yourself at in the you know, and I'm not trying to be insensitive when I say this, but you know, sensitivities around that and looking at those experiences in a way to where, because I'm a Gemini too, but in a way to where you can either play victim with it, or because if we play victim with it, it puts us in a perpetual cycle of self-infliction. Okay, so what's been shown to Gemini? Like, what should they focus on actually right now? Oh, look. 10 of Pentacles. Some of y'all, look, some of you guys need a new beginning. I think you already broke free, because I can look at this as, oh yeah, you're breaking free and you're doing. No, I really think that you already broke free. This is you allowing yourself to have this. But you got to get there. For some of you guys, you got to get there. So in order for you to get there, you got to see it. You got to know what it is. You got to want it. And you got to allow it to happen at the same time. So I think a lot of you guys already broke free. But how do you live in a world? This is you. Whatever this beginning is, you have a new beginning. You're not throwing this up. You're not breaking. You're not self-sabotaging or anything. That's not what I see here. You're living life and you're going towards, like, you're physically living life. So for some of you guys, whatever emotional state of being you found yourself in, whatever loss, whatever you went through, you really secluded yourself, you isolated yourself. And not only did you isolate yourself, you have emotions and feelings around it that you haven't really dealt with in a real sense. And even if you dealt with it, it's puts you in this a position of stagnation, because it's like you didn't really know where to go or what to do from the place that you were. So you just were like, okay, I don't know, I'm just here. You ended up in places, and you ended up involved with people. You just ended up there. You ended up there. You there's different reasons why now you're being intentional without even being intentional. You're being intentional by just going and showing up and being present for what it is that you want to see and what you want to do. But you're robbing yourself. Some of you guys are robbing yourself of what that could really like and be for you guys out of fear. I'm not saying that the fear is not substantiated. Don't get me wrong. I get it. But I'm just telling you what the cards are showing. Okay, so Gemini, thank you so much for joining me for the video. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I'll be back.